Welcome to Football Back Pages. The newest chapter in storytelling from Milo's youth podcast.
Every time that we have in the future one defeat like that, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to say sometimes I hate my players, sometimes I love my players, sometimes I want to defend my players. I think I cannot. This is my way of doing things, and I'm going to be like that. And I felt that in that moment I was so frustrated and annoying. And I know again that you have a lot of experienced people talking about the way I should perform with the media, to be more constant, to be more calm. I'm not going to be like that. So I'm trying to accept that, and I'm going to be who I am. And that's why I have the passion that I have. Sometimes I want to quit. Sometimes I want to be here for 20 years. Sometimes I love to be with my players. Sometimes I don't want to be with him. So again, I need to improve on that. It's going to be hard. But now I'm focused in the next game.
It's Football Back Pages review on Milo's Youth Podcast. Here is another session. Today with me I have two wonderful guests. We are here to discuss about a recap of the English Premier League. But before going to my guests will introduce themselves. You're welcome on Milo's Youth Podcast.
Thank you. Hello viewers and listeners. Jeremiah Ngumoha, and a very strong and die-hearted Manchester United fan. The best club in the world, as you know.
Hey guys, my name is Jeremiah Ep8, and my own team is Tottenham Hotspur, the best. We are just trashing, causing banter all over the place. So stay tuned. Okay,
viewers, with this we'll have a recap from the week 2 in the English Premier League. We'll look at Tottenham's perfect start to the Premiership, and we'll also look at Ngumoha's recent form. You know, he is breaking record in the English Premier League where he scores for Liverpool their winning goal, and we'll also assess what these early signs might mean as we head into the week 3 of the English Premier League. So guys, to start with, Tottenham Hotspur had a wonderful match played against Manchester City. What do you make out of that result?
Well, actually, for our own side of it, Spurs, on that particular day we were the underdogs, and we know we are going to get the best out of it. I said it earlier on the first, sessions that we have, that we are going to keep the clean sheet. One of our problems last season is Tottenham failing to keep clean sheet. So we score goals, but at the end of the day, we are not able to keep clean sheet. So Man City, no matter how bad the Tottenham have, we are going to get points from Man City. We are going to get the game. So it was not a strange result for me. I believe that we are going to do more. This is just the tip of the iceberg to the big six. Let them be ready.
So from the Manchester United perspective of it, 2-0 defeats by Tottenham in the first big meet with one of the top 6 teams. What's your take?
To be honest with you, I was not surprised because, if we take a look at the meetings last season between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City, I think all the previous coaches that have left Spurs, trashed Pep Guardiola very seriously. So this one was not a surprise to me as well. Him saying they were the underdogs or they were the smaller team, it's not the truth at all. It has nothing to do with it. I think it's just the pace and the strength from where they left last season coming into the new season.
Okay.
You mentioning Manchester United as the first game of the season, the first big game or the first big clash. Actually, it was a disappointing one because if you take a look at it, the boys are not yet at their best, because that's all I can say. The boys are not yet at their best, but we are coming.
Okay. So I will take this review from Premier League ESPN TalkSport, which says Tottenham Hotspurs are flying high with 2 wins from 2, defeating Manchester City 2-0 and Burnley 3-0. Their defensive discipline and deadly counters have caught attention, with title odds shortening as a result. A strong start under pressure. Suka, from a Tottenham perspective, what do you make out of the TalkSport ESPN Premier League?
Well, actually, for us, we are not under pressure because our coach, Thomas Frank, make it very clear that he's building a team. And because he's building a team with the kind of system and the kind of player, you know, I want people, many times people look at our coaches. There's this individual, Tottenham, there's this individual in Tottenham many times people don't look at. It is called Fabio Paratici. He works for Juventus for the past 6 years. What has been our blessing is that he signed generational talent. Majority of our players that we are looking up today in Spurs, Fabio Paratici signed those guys, and he's one of the secret weapons. Even though last season he had some, you know, financial investigation matters, at the end of the day he was banned at least for 18 months. We have also re-signed him again. So we are not under any pressure. We are building our team.
Okay, moving on. We'll take the next headline from ESPN.com, which says, Arsenal ruthless, but at a cost. It says, Arsenal blew past Leeds with a 5-0 victory, showing attacking flair and dominance. However, injuries to key stars, Bukayo Saka and Martin Ødegaard, could challenge their squad depth moving forward. What do you guys make out of this headline?
And I think injury should not be an excuse to Arsenal season. Because the reason why I'm saying that, their squad is big and deep enough to contain anything that comes by. Last season, at least, there were some grumbles of players not being too fit, injuries here and there. But if you take a look at their season, for every injury you get, there is a replacement. Let's take, for instance, Bukayo Saka as a star man being on the sideline. And then you are bringing in Noni Madueke, which they bought for 55 million pounds, I think so. Yeah. So you cannot get a player for 55 million pounds and then you think he cannot replace your star man. He might not replace him absolutely, but I think 55 million pounds is a bargain. Any player you are getting for even 20 million pounds should be able to fill in the boots at least. So this season, we are not going to listen to any excuse. They must score the goals, keep scoring the goals and keep winning, because the only excuse that Premier League fans can take this season is that Arsenal won the league.
Okay, I think this is a challenge to their squad depth, because from you rightfully mentioned, Madueke being signed, Eze being signed also, and also there are key and strategic academy players that are also within the team. So what do you make out of this headline, Jeremiah?
So the only thing I would say concerning Arsenal, I want them to succeed, even though we are, you know, not London rivals. I want them to succeed.
You don't want them to succeed.
You know the
I can tell you that for sure.
You know the reason I want Arsenal to succeed.
You don't want them to succeed. I can tell you that for sure.
No, it's not, because I want Mikel Arteta to succeed. Because let me tell you, if Arsenal do not able to perform the way they are expected to be performed within the first half of the season, it's going to lose its shot.
Okay.
It's going to lose its shot.
All right. This is just the third week coming into the Premier League, so they still have more games to be played, and you know Champions League will also kickstart and other competitions. So definitely there will be a huge challenge on the squad depth of Arsenal. So we'll move to the next headline, which says teenage dream at Anfield. Rio Ngumoha at just 16 years and 361 days become Liverpool's youngest ever goal scorer and the 4th youngest in the Premier League history, netting a 100-minute winner in a dramatic 3-2 away win over Newcastle. The youngster is already being taught as one for the future. Well,
I would say this assumption, if I have to put it that way, is too early for that young man. And the particular game itself.
But regardless of this first game, he been making the headlines. In the preseason, he was making the headlines with goals and assists.
Well, actually,
he had 2 goals and 2 assists.
The reason, meanwhile, I say it is too early because we have seen youngsters coming off in the likes, from their youth team, getting up to the first team call, and all of a sudden, they hit 1 or 2 games and they pipe down. But based on the technical managers that will be around him, will help him, because this is one of the reasons, I always say that some player must not be exposed too early. They must be in the shadow for a while, because they being in the shadow helps them to develop mental capacity to play the game. You find that a lot of people, the reason being why Garnacho is having problem with United at his tender age,
but that should not be a
the
factor.
border, the too much of pressure was upon his shoulder.
That should not be a factor. Looking at Wayne Rooney.
Now,
looking at Michael Owen.
The timing is
Robbie
different.
Fowler.
The timing is different.
There are many.
That's the thing that I wanted to say. You see, I don't want Liverpool fans to get carried away. You see, football is evolving.
Yeah.
Because I heard my man saying, comparing generations that have gone by. Football these days are quite different. You see, the way football is played now is different from how it was played 10 years ago.
Obvious.
So you cannot compare Ngumoha's debut season to that of the Wayne Rooney's.
What are some of the changes being made?
Okay, let's take a look at, for instance, the style of play of those teams. We are different. Now it's very difficult to see a manager sitting behind, or to see a team sitting behind, only waiting for counter-attacks. Everybody wants to play the ball. Let's take Tottenham Hotspur, for example. If you meet with their defenders, they are ruthless and bloody everywhere. Let's take Mickey van der Ven.
Oh my God.
One of the fastest defenders in the world and the fastest in the league.
Thank you.
Do you think Ngumoha can keep up with that pace?
Can't.
Well,
do you think he can keep up with that pace?
Let's see how this
so we don't want Liverpool fans to get carried away, because
let them allow the young.
The Premier League is a marathon race.
Obviously,
it's a marathon race. We still have like 36 games to go.
Okay.
And there's the Champions League there, the FA Cup is there, the Carabao Cup is there. So let's wait. Let's put our nerves on hold and see.
As the headline states, he is a one for the future. So let's see what the future holds.
To
our next headline, which says Chelsea crumble early. From the sources from Premier League, the short fuse. It says, despite early hype, Chelsea form has flattered. A goalless draw with Crystal Palace in match week 1, followed by a heavy 5-1 defeat on West Ham in match week 2. Questions are already swelling around consistency and squad cohesion. Guys,
to be honest with you, West Ham are not at their best yet. Because imagine West Ham losing to the newcomers, Sunderland, by 4 goals to 0. So what do you expect them against Chelsea to do?
I think Graham Potter coming in was seen as a fit. What's the problem? What's your take on the problem of West Ham?
The problem, I would say, starts from the internal aspect of West Ham. Many times we just look at the
football on the outside,
football or the participation or the commitment from an outside perspective. But when you look West Ham internally, the sacking of Moyes has to do with issues within the internal, function of West Ham.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Because looking at what the squad they do have, Kudus I would say he forced his way out of West Ham. Same goes to Lucas Paqueta. Is forcing his way currently out of West Ham. There is an internal issue.
Okay.
It's not about the coach. Thinking about Chelsea itself, for me, Chelsea, I would say
the world champions.
Yes, but I would say I would just look at them for now and observe. That's all I can say right now. Because
certain times when managers are sacked, it tells on the team. I think that's one of the things that is currently affecting West Ham. Because if you take a look at David Moyes last season, David Moyes the previous season, getting them into the Conference League final, winning the Conference League, putting players together, making sure that things are running out. Then you just come, you take him out of the team, and boom, Spurs came, took their star man away, and now everybody wants to go.
Well,
so they have not settled as they are supposed to settle. Graham Potter has a lot of work on his hands to do, putting the team together, reuniting the team, and make sure things get working. But Chelsea is a team to watch. I've always said this, because let's take a look at their front line. Everybody there is a young man. Everybody there is a young man, and they are ready to fire. I'm not saying they are going to win the league, but they are a team to watch.
Definitely. I think they are building their squad from that kind of young players and utilizing players, because most of those players, they can play double roles. And if you watch the match against West Ham, they were all over the place. They started slow, but as they grew into the game, they started developing the confidence. So that's
an advantage you get when you have so many young players on the pitch, or so many young players on the team. Everybody is agile and versatile.
What do you make of Joao Pedro being signed for? Is it 55 million? One of the best signing for the summer, I think.
Well, looking at that particular signing, yes, somehow will agree with you, because again, signing player from the league helps your team a lot. This is one of the success of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Exactly.
Constantly looking in the league to get the best. And listen, I'm not going to say Chelsea is going to win the league, because a lot of chaos is around it. I would like to lend the word of Pep Guardiola. He said having too much of player creates too much of trouble within a squad.
Right.
So that is why Chelsea are failing to manage. For the past 2 seasons, Chelsea have one of the most expensive squad in the entire world in the Premier League. They have a lot of players, can be first-team players, can have full-time play. But what happened? They are together, and at the end of the day, they are not together. They are separate. Look the likes of Jackson.
Okay.
What is happening with Jackson currently?
All right.
But I think they also have a very big advantage that you just mentioned right now.
Okay.
Signing players from the league who already know the league, they understand the league, they knows what they are doing. And those players, if they click for you, believe me, they can do wonders. Let's take Cole Palmer as an example.
Yeah.
When they brought him for Manchester City, see the wonders he did in his first season, in his second season, and see what he did in the Club World Cup. So signing players from the same league, coming to play, just make sure you have them together, let the squad be united, and let there be a breath of fresh air in the dressing room. Yeah. Let the manager have a grip on his dressing room.
Well, that is not in Chelsea.
And they will do you wonders. Well,
fresh air in Chelsea.
We cannot judge for now until, let's say we have 10 games in the season.
We will see. It's still match week 2, going to match week 3. So we'll take our next top headline, which says Manchester United in a rut.
Oh my God.
Manchester United are struggling out of the gates. They opened with a 1-0 loss to Arsenal, followed by a 1-1 draw with Fulham. Although not goalless twice, as some early reports suggested, their lack of attacking fluidity is a concern. Also, the manager is having an issue with some of the players. Amorim, what do you make out of this headlines, guys?
And to me, it's a disappointing season.
The season just started.
It's a disappointing
already.
It's a disappointing thing to say at the start of the season, because so many things you are expected from Amorim. Because when he came earlier, the excuses were, okay, I don't have the players that I want, or I don't have the materials that I need to play my own style of football, or I'm just coming, you have to give me time to study the league and whatsoever. Now you have what you need. Even if you don't have 100% of what you need, but at least you have 85% of what you need. To me, I think you have to utilize what you have to at least start producing a result. Yeah. His winning percentage in the league is currently 14%. How can you get 28% out of 29 games? So, the way we played Arsenal, we played them like we have come to win the league. And then fast forward, coming to play Fulham like we are from League 4. So to me, if you take a look at it, I think the manager is not doing enough. I personally will put the blame on the manager. Because how can you go, you get a striker for almost £80 million, you come and put him on the bench for the past 2 games. Okay, some people will try to back him. They will say, okay, the player just came in, he needs to watch. Well, let's take Ep8 for example.
For Liverpool.
How many games did he wait for?
None.
He has been involved in all the matches.
Let's take Victor Gyökeres. How many games did he sit on the bench for?
None.
So if you are requesting for a striker and now you have the striker, play the man.
Is that something that have to do with trust?
It's something that has to do with trust, and maybe the manager does not have confidence in himself that much. Because how can you be drawing a game wherein you have strikers on the bench or you have midfielders on the bench? You are bringing in 2 defenders to come and score a goal, 5 minutes to go. Who does that in this modern era of football? So to me, the man is not thinking straight. He's not doing enough. There is a lot of things that he has to do. The squad is not settled. In fact, quite recently, I heard that Kobe Meno wants to leave.
Yeah.
One of our prospects.
He's unsettled.
He's unsettled. He wants to leave. And this night, we are out of the Carabao Cup at a very early stage. If you guys don't know, we were trashed by a League 4 side.
So disappointing.
So disappointing. A very disappointing start to the season.
No, let me just start. It will be fine, yeah?
Okay.
But the truth there is, I always see this coming because the attitude of that man.
I want to pinpoint this particular saying. There was a time when Liverpool were struggling. They were like playing in this manner. Whenever they face one of the top 4 teams, then the Manchester United, the Arsenal or Chelsea, they will play as if they want to win the league. But after those big games, they start struggling with small teams and results.
I want to a little bit differ from what you are saying because when finance, or we say the big spender comes into Liverpool, everything change. United have the money now, but why United is not getting the result? It is the attitude of the coach.
Okay.
I would say for me, it's not a big coach. He's not a big coach, and with this attitude, he will never be a big coach.
So why do you think he's not a big coach? Is it by the age or
it's not
what
about
he has won?
It's not about the
achievement.
age. It's not about achievement. It's about the mentality, the way you handle situation.
Okay.
Why do you have to have issue with Rashford? Why do you have to have issue with Garnacho? Why do you have to have an issue with this other Argentine?
I think the man.
So I don't understand.
I think the man inherited the enemies of Erik Ten Hag.
Okay, and that's
Because
the problem.
yes, because
You can do that.
he was not there when Rashford had a problem with Ten Hag. He was not there when Garnacho had a problem with Ten Hag. He came in, inherited those problems, and now the problem have become his own problem. So the man needs to go back to the drawing board, teach himself what to do. Okay, there's one thing I don't like about the man. Let's say you are playing this particular formation. You've played it almost throughout the entire season last season. You've come into this season, you've started it. Okay, let's say you've played the 3-5-2 formation for 60 minutes. Nothing seems to be working. For that particular game, for the remaining 30 minutes or so, or for the remaining 20 minutes,
Switch ups.
can you please switch the play and play the 4-4-2 or the 4-3-3
4-2-1-2
and see what that formation will do for you. Change the formation for a few minutes, win the game, and then on to the next game, you go back to your normal stuff. So in that way, people can shift some of the blames from you. But if you are not doing that, I'm afraid they will soon kick him out of the door.
Definitely. Well, we are waiting to see what the heads at Manchester United will decide.
Alright, viewers, we take a preview of the fixtures for match week 3, and we'll start with Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. What's your prediction for that match? Aston Villa, Crystal Palace.
It will be a tight one. It will be a tight one. That's what I have to say. It will be a tight one.
So, any prediction?
For me, I'll go for 2-1 to Crystal Palace.
Okay.
I'm going for a Villa win by 1-0 since Palace have lost their star man very easy.
Okay. Manchester City versus Brighton.
It will be I want to say walkover, but based on the state of Man City currently, I would say it will be.
Do we have a walkover in the Premier League?
Well,
No match is an easy match.
Yes,
there have been some
walkovers.
Arsenal Leeds United was a walkover.
No one saw that coming.
It was a walkover.
It was a
Okay.
walkover, yes.
Alright, so what's your prediction for Manchester City against Brighton?
2-1 Manchester City.
Okay. Chelsea, Fulham.
Tight
It's
one.
a Fulham derby because Stamford Bridge is inside Fulham. So it's to me it's a Fulham derby. What's your scores?
It's going to be a tight game.
Tight game?
I'm going for a draw.
A draw.
I'll also go for a draw.
Jeremiah's are giving the same predictions. Okay, we go Leeds United versus Newcastle United.
Another tight one again.
Remember, Leeds lost to Arsenal 5 goals,
Yes,
and Newcastle went head to head
with Liverpool. So
even with 1 man down.
you know the
So-
reason why I'm still holding on to the tight game.
Okay.
Looking at Arsenal dominating power
Mm.
gives Arsenal the advantage. And Leeds United, looking at the way they play with Everton in the first match. So bringing all that together, for me, I see it as a tight game.
All right.
And to me, it's not a tight one actually, because I witnessed the Leeds United Everton game. I think the win Leeds United got there was not too fair. So it's not going to be tight. I'm going for a Newcastle
Okay.
and a comfortable one. as well.
Any goals?
2 goals.
Okay. We'll have Manchester United Burnley.
Let me start with that one. Let me start with that one. Well, to me, so like I was saying, there was a very big mistake that Spurs wanted to do when the Ep8 and Saka came up. They wanted to sell Richarlison the other way, where he wanted to.
I think those were just speculations.
Obviously, they were.
Such rumor will never materialize.
You know, in any rumor there is an iota of truth.
Okay.
Maybe there were some internal discussions, because Spurs officially and clearly made a bid for Ep8, even though
It was the money up front.
Of course.
Well, actually, again, I would say Thomas Frank was keen about the move. He only wants players that want to be part of Tottenham.
So Richarlison is actually one of the players that's going to do very well for them this season, if only he's managed well. Of course, we know he's injury prone, but if he's managed very, very, very well, if the medical staffs are able to take care of him well, he's going to deliver the season. And some of Frank bringing his energy, his abilities, his ideas into the team, I think Spurs will go far.
Alright viewers, this is a wrap for this week on Milo's Youth Podcast Back Page Preview. Tune in again for next week and we will talk about more of the football headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Milton Kombamonde.